Oh, you're gonna cause a scene.
Welcome back to Recap World. Today we are going to recap a 2020 rom-com titled The Wrong Missy. Disaster strikes when a man invites his dream girl to an island resort, but a previous blind date with the same name shows up instead, and this is where story takes interesting and thrilling turns. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to our channel. Now, without wasting any further time, let's begin, shall we? We witness Tim Morris meeting a blind date in a restaurant. His date tells him she's at a bar, so he approaches the woman at the bar, and then her enormous muscular boyfriend angrily threatens him until his actual blind date arrives. Melissa, nicknamed Missy, stops him, saying that it was a practical joke on Tim. They enjoy supper and Tim explains that he does not drink. Missy is annoying, noisy and peculiar. Tim went to the bathroom where he attempted to climb out of the window until Missy caught him. Missy rushes outside and snaps his ankle back into place. When he slips out the window, Nate informs Tim that at workplace that his ex-fiancée Julia will be attending their upcoming work retreat because she's now seeing their other co-worker, and Rich is his name. Tim runs across a lovely woman, Melissa, at the airport and unintentionally swaps tickets with her. They both miss their flight and decide to enjoy a drink at the airport bar, where Melissa says she does not drink and informs Tim that her ex-husband cheated on her. Much of Julia did on Tim. They end up kissing in a closet until Melissa needs to rush to her flight, texting Tim her contact information as she leaves. Tim texts Melissa that night saying he cannot stop thinking about her. She answers pleased to hear from him and requests nude images. When he sends her that, Nate pressures Tim into inviting Melissa to the retreat, which he does, and Melissa accepts. Nate writes book. Tim and Melissa were on the same aeroplane to Hawaii for a company retreat. Missy arrives on the plane and Tim finds he's been texting the wrong Melissa in his phone contacts the entire time. Tim tries to explain, but Missy says she was going to jump from the bridge when he texted her and she received Tim's text and chose not to. Missy forces a dog tranquilizer down Tim's throat, and when he wakes up, Missy is giving him a hand job under a blanket. Tim and Missy arrives in Hawaii and run into Rich and Julia, two chimps charming. Missy rushes into the bathtub in the hotel and tries to entice Tim to join her, but he declines and he overturns in order to attend his orientation. The new CEO, Jack Weinstein, greets everyone and Nate assures Tim that he put in a good word for him with Jack, and Tim tells Nate about the mix-up. Winston arrives and inquires about the stunning woman Nate boasted about. Tim deceives Winston and his competitive worker, Jess, but Missy still shows up. Tim tells Missy that he went too far in bragging about her and asks her to calm down. Missy, on the other hand, becomes drunk and begins giving psychic readings to everyone as well as dancing with the hula dancers, generating a great commotion and embarrassing Tim. Missy then decides to jump over a cliff, but she collides with branches and lands on the sand. Tim returns her to their room, puts her onto the bed and administers more dog tranquilizer. Tim dreams he's having sex with Julia, but then he wakes up. He learns he's having sex with Missy. The following day, Weinstein takes everyone on a shark excursion, led by his guide who is missing fingers due to shark attack. Tim notices Missy sprinting after the boat and tries to convince it to go before she catches up, but she dives from the pier and climbs up the side of the moving boat. Winston tries to persuade Tim to go to shark diving. When he does not want to do, he tries to fabricate an excuse for, but Missy breaks his cover. Julia is aware that Tim is claustrophobic and asks whether he is certain he wants to go. Tim and Winston dive into the shark cage. Back on the boat, Missy cuts up fish to produce chum in the hopes of attracting more sharks to make the day more thrilling. Instructor tries to stop her, but the chum sprays all over her, leading her to vomit right into the shark cage. This draws a large shark, which repeatedly rams the shark cage. Tim kicks Winston in the face as he struggles to the surface, causing his nose to bleed. and driving the shark to go insane. It gets into the cage, but instructor punches it out and it runs. Tim escapes from the cage and Missy performs CPR on Weinstein, who is unconscious. Later, Tim chats Missy for what she has done. Missy says he brought the wrong Missy if he wanted a woman to sit back and be silent. Just then, Tim receives a text message from Melissa at the airport. Later, he prepares his staff for the retreat talent show in the hopes of impressing Winston, while Missy goes to the spa with their hotel next door neighbor, Barbara. When Nate informs her that Barbara is Winston's wife, he is shocked. He dashes to the spa where he sees Rick getting a hand massage from a masseuse, but he cannot find Missy. Back at the hotel, he confronts Missy, who reveals that she provided Barbara excellent advice. Ditch Winston. She further clarifies that she was not suicidal when she jumped off the bridge. She was bungee jumping. Tim overhears Winston storming out of his hotel room. After Barbara dumps him, Missy confronts Winston about his marital issues in the pool. Much to Tim's charm, Winston discovers she is the reason for the split, and while avoiding her, he falls and inquires himself. Missy pops his neck back into position and advises him to accept the assistance in reuniting with his wife. Later, Missy tells Tim that she assisted Winston in starting to work through his issues, and she assures Tim that Winston loves him. Tim and his crew execute their dance at the talent contest, impressing Winston despite numerous mishaps. Tim asks Missy that she did to make Winston adore him. Missy tells him she brainwashed Winston and forced him to view Tim as a beloved nana, to be repelled by the name Jess. Winston retches furiously while Jess performs. Tim and Missy have supper to celebrate Tim's accomplishment. Tim asks Missy where she obtained all the skills, and she tells him that after her father died, she was lonely and took lessons on a variety of subjects. Tim admits to quitting drinking after performing a walking handstand from the roof of his frat home. Melissa, on the other hand, is still texting him. That night, Julia, who has begun to realize what she has missed out on with Tim, enters the room looking for Tim but instead finds Missy. Missy extends an invitation to her. Tim tells Nate that he's been ignoring Melissa because he's developing feelings for Missy, and returns to the room to discover Julia and Missy laughing over wine. Missy believes Julia and Tim have unresolved feelings for each other and encourages them to make love. Tim is unsure, but Missy makes it clear that she meant in a trio. They become high as they begin the threesome. Julia is unintentionally knocked in the face several times, leaving the two of them alone. The following day, Winston organizes a child-themed party, at which Tim interviews with Weinstein, who appears to want to hire him. Jess notices this and informs Missy that she is not supposed to be there. Missy checks Tim's phone and finds a text from him to Melissa, in which he claims he's invited the incorrect woman and calls Missy a maniac. Missy walks away heartbroken. Tim notices she's gone and chases her down. Melissa enters the lobby, having been invited by Jess. Tim smiles as he watches Missy get into the cab. Tim spends dinner with Melissa, during which he becomes drunk and performs a walking handstand, tumbling over a railing and striking his head. He has reminiscences of his time with Missy. Melissa wakes him up and asks whether he's alright. He says that he's fallen in love with someone else. He apologizes to Melissa, who assures him that she will be alright, and returns to Portland by plane. He frequently texts Missy, but she tells Tim to leave her alone. Winston is fired after he breaks Winston's hypnosis. Missy goes on another blind date, this time with Tim, who tries to perform the same joke on her by sending her to the wrong date at the bar, but the man at the bar is Vanilla Ice. Much to Missy's delight, Tim steps in and says that he was Missy's date and apologizes to her. He tells Missy everything he admires and aspires to be like about her, and how he does not want to be constantly trying to impress his boss. Missy forgives him and the two exchange kisses. And this is where the movie comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, until next time.